Yes! We have a new tombstone method for going into the Dark Aether as a squad while keeping your tombstone. I've taken two known tombstone methods and adding a little mechanic tweak at the end that honestly I was mad that I didn't think about this 2 months ago. It's so simple, but it changes everything about its usefulness. This new tweak allows you to take up to 6 people into the Dark Aether with everyone setting their tombstone, and you don't really have to worry about other people messing you up anymore. Get your legendary items, unlock schematics, and all 6 of you, if you have 6, can actually successfully exfil while everybody keeps their tombstones, which means this is amazing to finish up those camo grinds you've been doing as a squad, which is so much more fun than playing it by yourself. You can even tombstone glitch if you're playing with randoms and they know nothing about tombstoning while you go in the Dark Aether. You can do it by yourself and it doesn't affect the other people in your squad. And as a little bonus, I'm going to show you how every single person in your squad can get max essence using this new method, all in a single round. Let's get it. In order to open up the effectiveness of this glitch, I first need to walk you through the unalive res unalive method, because this new technique of going into the Dark Aether as a squad actually brings back that tombstone glitch that was patched way back in Season 2. This used to be the only way that you would go into the Dark Aether and keep your tombstone. But now we're taking that glitch, getting max essence, pairing it with the new tombstone glitch that I'll show you in just a second. When you put them together, the possibilities are kind of endless in what this enables you to do while going in the Dark Aether as a squad. As always, if you have a tombstone, make sure to completely empty that first, because that will make your tombstone glitch not work. And of course, buy or bring in a tombstone so that each person in your squad can drink it, therefore they can actually set their tombstones. Here's where things get interesting. As you can see, Redacted has just about max essence. And we want everyone on our team to get that max essence while still getting to run the Dark Aether and having all that fun using this new mechanic. So he's going to drop all of his essence to the first person. So in this, there's 2 roles. The first role is the person that's actually activating the sigil or elder sigil, going through the portal, going out of bounds. And then you have the other 2 people that are using the unalive res unalive method. Yes, I have to say unalive because of TikTok. If you are unfamiliar with this method, you can check out this video up here. It goes through that in detail, but I'll still walk you through it quickly. Now, the biggest disadvantage to the unalive res unalive method, you have to unalive yourself by the end of the round, which means you lose your backpack, you lose your insured weapon, you lose all that stuff. But using this method, you don't. Also, huge thanks to Redacted. He is the one that discovered this mechanic, so make sure you thank Redacted down below in the comments. Once the player has max essence, you can then leave the squad and unalive yourself. You can do this with zombies, or if you have the Scorcher, just do it this way. Always works well. Now remember, he is not in my squad. That's important. Also, make sure to drop any self-revives that you have. You're going to force yourself to bleed out. Once you get the plea for help signal like this, now wait about 5-ish seconds. If you give it a little bit of time, we just find it works much more consistently. And then go ahead and res them. What this is doing is EJ Ronan has now set up his tombstone right here. He's unalived and he's res. So now his tombstone is set with every item that he has in his backpack, as well as that 999,000 essence. Now, invite him back, make sure he's in your squad again, and have that person drop all their essence to the next person who's going to do the same method, unalive, res, unalive. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to do this part to do the other side of the glitch. But there's multiple reasons why you should do this part, not just for max essence, but in the coming days, I'm going to have a few more videos on some really, really cool exploits you can use by combining these tombstone glitches. So I'm trying to teach you how to do it right, so that when I show the other videos, they can be real short. I can just say, refer to this video on how to do that. It's going to be worth it. Trust me. So now Redacted is up to his max essence, or pretty dang close to it. He doesn't go quite max. Make sure he leaves squad. Unalive himself. Yoink. I just wanted to get a better view. It's kind of fun to go up with him. He's going to force himself to go out, then plea for help, wait your 5 seconds, and res him. Invite them back. Now, they've both set up their tombstones with whatever items are in their backpack, as well as the max essence. Now, lastly, they're going to drop all the essence to myself, the person who's actually going to be going through the Dark Aether with the Scorcher, that whole method. Now, we'll all have max essence. They'll have their tombstone sets, all of mine. Now, at this point, the other two people are going to go anywhere but to the edge of the map. Around that spot, it's near the graveyard, and there's a nice little tree that's a great marker. It's literally where the out of bounds is. And I recommend using that spot right here just because it's an easy marker. And keep in mind, if you're on this side, when the timer gets down to 6 seconds to go in the Dark Aether, you just simply go forward and step out. Now, let's actually get into where that sweet new mechanic applies to make this all work together. If you don't have the time to unlock everything and need assistance in your favorite games like Call of Duty, Fortnite, Grand Theft Auto 5, and more, then our sponsor, Dan Mods, is the place for you. They offer all camo unlocks, zombie schematics, bot lobbies, and more. Dan Mods has a 5-star rating with thousands of reviews. Use the link below in the description and be sure to use code OneAD for 5% off your order. Now, as my buddies wait next to the out of bounds line, it can be anywhere on the map, you're going to go ahead, put in the code to go down to B7 where I go. If you prefer the water tower, that's fine. And then head over to the Dark Aether. In this case, we're going to do the newest Dark Aether because it's the newest Dark Aether. And honestly, it's my favorite Dark Aether of them all. I love how many elites there are. So you can do a little Superman, Scorcher all the way over there. This works with Sigil or Elder Sigil. Now, obviously, you're going to need a Sigil. I recommend bringing 2 so that you can just keep replenishing it from your tombstone every time. So you're going to boost up, activate it, do the double jump, do 1 Superman this direction. Now, while we're waiting, make sure only one of your teammates votes yes. Only one can vote yes right away. If both vote yes, it ruins it. So decide who's going to vote yes. And then the person running to the out of bounds like this is going to be the second person voting yes. And we're just about to the mechanic that changes everything. Now you're going to vote yes, and you're going to leave squad right here and go out at 6 seconds. Your teammates are also stepping out of bounds wherever they are on the map right at 6 seconds. Don't do it earlier because the tombstone won't set. Don't do it later because you lose all your weapons. Now pause right here. Pause. I know some of you right now are thinking, hey, I already know this method. I've done this before. You don't, and you haven't. And let me explain why. This one tweak is what changes it all. Way back in Season 2, you used to use the unalive res unalive method to keep your tombstone to go in the Dark Aether, but they patched that way back months ago. This new mechanic actually brings that back entirely. You can now use that anytime you want to go in the Dark Aether with your squad. However, you have to leave the squad, and you have to leave the squad at the right time. If you leave the squad right now, that Dark Aether Rift timer freezes. Everything gets screwed up. Nobody goes into Dark Aether. It's just chaos and nothing beneficial happens from it because it cancels the timer. But if you vote that final yes first, like this, and then leave the squad, now this counts as a squad elimination for all 3 people. So now I get my tombstone and both my teammates get their tombstone. Even though they use the unalive res, this is their final unalive, right? It's called the die res die method, the unalive res unalive method. This now counts because I left the squad. That's what changes it. If I stay on the squad, my tombstone will not set because I have teammates. Their tombstone will not set because they have teammates. Now, sometimes you can get the timing just right and still get it to work. But like I said, it's wildly inconsistent. This works every single time. And the other people waiting on the boundary, they don't have to do anything. In fact, even if they don't go out of bounds, I can still set up my tombstone by myself, even if they don't want to, and we come in as a squad. We are now in the Dark Aether. You can see we're back as a squad, so it still kept us together even though I left the squad. You'll have 0 essence, and you will lose your perks, but you keep all your items, and our tombstone is set, remember, with max essence. So at this point, you can play the game completely normal. Get legendary items that you want, unlock schematics, do your camo grinds, successfully exfil, all as a team. And remember, we have our tombstone set with max essence now and all of our original items. So anything that we use here in the Dark Aether doesn't affect our tombstone anymore. The only thing you do have to be careful of is don't let your team get killed here in the Dark Aether, because that will mess up your tombstone. And also, don't drink another tombstone, because that can jack up your tombstone. And then when you're done, you can just exfil like normal. A completely normal zombies player exfilling, except that you have a tombstone with max essence and all your goodies. Let me make sure to go back and prove to you that the tombstones did in fact set, and I'm not just making this stuff up, or it wasn't some weird thing that happened one time. Here is us back in the lobby, and as you can see, when you look at my items, I have all the same items. My insured weapon, everything has stayed the same, just like you want it to. They confirm that even using that unalive res unalive method, theirs stayed the same as well. Now we head back into the match, all three of us once again, to confirm that our tombstone's there. Mine is there, and boom, Redacted has his tombstone. EJ Ronan has his tombstone. Notice they're up here because they did the unalive res unalive. Otherwise, they wouldn't be up here if they did the normal out of bounds method. So it counted completely different. And my tombstone is right here with the money and all the items. Now, remember, this new mechanic does a few things. It makes it so much easier to set your tombstone. Also, if your teammates mess up, it doesn't matter for you. You'll still have your tombstone because you did it right. Where it used to be if one teammate messed up and they didn't go out of bounds at the right times, then the squad doesn't get eliminated and nobody gets their tombstone, or only one person gets their tombstone. This puts the control back in your hands. If you do it right, you get it. Now, you don't have to do the unalive res unalive method every time. As long as you have tombstone, you can just go out of bounds, all three of you, but you're missing out on so many of the benefits. I got a few more benefits that I want to show you on a couple more videos. Exploit this in a way that you can multiply all your items to all your friends, as well as some other really cool tweaks you can do off of this. I think there's a lot of potential in this added glitch of leaving the squad after you vote yes. Hopefully we'll find some more stuff. I mean, I wish we could find an infinite stash glitch. We haven't yet, but if you do need some help on how to do a workaround for the infinite stash glitch to still have the items that you want without being able to infinite stash, you can check out this video here. Like and subscribe, and as always, I will see you live on YouTube.